Looking good out there. It's looking good.
Good. Good.
Is it good? Is it really?
Yes.
Or do we only pull the wool over our eyes?
I don't know.
Well, should we start with Dragon Age the Vilgard's sex scenes ranked from worst to best?
Well, I mean,
I haven't played the game,
I don't know.
but I'm still curious.
It is in my list of games I want to play.
Alrighty, boys. I'm gonna fade us in.
Okie dokie.
Welcome everybody, Gaming Mike here, and we're back with another episode of Jolt here with Actor Matt and AC Gamer to talk about video game and entertainment news. Hello, fellas.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Greetings.
Got a new follower, Nuna, on Trovo, too, just now when we started. Hello, Nuna, on Trovo. Thanks for joining. We're streaming live to all channels. You can go to gamingmikechannel.com to see where we're streaming. We're also streaming to the Jolt channels, YouTube and Twitch/Jolt News. You can find us streaming there vertically now, mobile friendly. You can see it, you can watch it, you can live it, you can do it, you can be it. You can have everything you want on the internet. Thanks for joining us. We got a lot of news to talk about today. What are you guys most excited about besides the finale of The Penguin?
Well, yeah, that was huge. That was pretty great. So I'm excited to get into that. I assume like last week we'll just like save that to the end.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, that'll work. We got a lot of video game news. There's a lot of video game news since the last episode. It's been just a little over a week. Here's a quick look at it there on the Discord. Of course, if you want to join us in the Discord and share any news articles with us anytime, check out the description. There's a link for the Gaming Mike's channel Discord there in the description. And there's a whole Jolt, a fresh new Jolt category in the Discord for you to peruse and share the news with us. So we've got all that happening. It's great. It's wonderful. Join us in there. Shall we start with video game news since it's a gaming news show? What about that?
Makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Good segue.
Yes. Segue King. We'll start with, we just got a few odds and ends. We can just start there and see where the conversation takes us, I reckon. Let's see. There was a little bit of sad news on the Nintendo front. 200 days after its official closure, the last user of Nintendo Network's online servers finally disconnected after a 3DS system crash. People were trying to keep this network alive by staying logged in forever, and back on November 5th, at 200 days after closure, they kept it alive for 200 extra days. So, Good job, diehards. Good job, you diehards.
Nearly a year.
Yeah, apparently it was somebody, it had to do with somebody who was just like logged into Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS for like more than half a year.
Yeah. Stayed logged in until their 3DS just finally crashed out.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Too bad. The thing that I find interesting about that story is that, I mean, all three big, all three of the big guys are, when a service is kind of reaching the end of its lifespan, they shut it down. And that includes like, games, game servers and things like that. But what I found interesting is like, they just didn't like boot this user off. I I mean, I guess apparently they either didn't know that he was still like taking up their server space playing Mario Kart, or rather just leaving Mario Kart on.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember that was a huge deal years and years ago when like they turned off the first like Halo servers. Like people were like fighting to like keep like I think it was Halo 2 online for longer than like what Bungie said when they were going to shut it down. So I guess that's just like a matter of, when you log out, you're logged out for good. That way,
Yeah.
I guess it just like makes more room on their servers. But they aren't necessarily going to go out of their way just to like kick people off, which I find is interesting. So, but
I was trying to remember like the last game that I played, or like server system that I played that did that, and it was Star Wars Galaxies, and I think they actually did kick people off. I can't remember; it was so long ago.
Yeah, it's a big thing with MMOs that seem to like have reached their peak and then they kind of like wither off.
Yeah, and that
It
was
says
one
here
of them,
there are still Pretendo servers that exist using modded hardware, so people can still play some of these 3DS games anyway, which is which fascinates me. I've never gotten into that world, but they can just figure anything out these days, can't they?
Pretty much, yeah. If you just like mod your hardware, and if you want to go to the trouble so you can keep playing Mario Kart 7 with your buddies on your 3DS.
Yeah. Nimrod, good day to you, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Which is not to say like you can still play Mario Kart 7, you just can't use the online functions.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm pretty sure like with the 3DS anyways, I mean, if you have friends, you can like just do like a link, like a physical link up.
Oh, nice.
Play multiplayer, or not physical rather, but just like wireless, just not through the internet.
I remember physical linking Game Boys in the Pokemon days. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So technologically advanced back then.
Hooking them up with the link cables.
Yeah. What an amazing time. Alrighty, so there's a little Nintendo news. What else we got? To follow up on a previous story that we covered, the Netflix game studio that shut down. The VP, let me find it here. It was Mike Verdu, founder and previous vice president of Netflix Games, is now the VP of generative AI for games at Netflix. He posted on LinkedIn that at long last he's ready to talk about what he's doing next. He's working on and driving a once-in-a-generation inflection point for game development and player experiences using generative AI. That was according to his LinkedIn post. So they shut down that game studio. Clearly they've made a shift into the AI realm, or that's their plan, because that's the way this guy's going. That's where we were wondering where the talent was going to end up last week when we were talking about it on the last episode. We wondered where all this talent would end up. It looks like they're moving into AI, some of these people. So should be interesting to see what Netflix is going to do in the gaming sphere with generative AI, I think.
Yeah.
Hey man, more games using less people. That's of course what every big company wants nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Nimrod says, "Oh God, no." It's an interesting development. Here's a view of the post on the video feed, if you can see it. Yeah, focused on a creator-first vision for AI, one that puts creative talent at the center, with AI being a catalyst and an accelerant. AI will enable big game teams to move much faster, and will also put an almost unimaginable collection of new capabilities in the hands of developers in smaller game teams. Could be interesting. I mean, they could come through with some breakthrough that lets small teams make some amazing games. It could happen. It could happen.
It could. Yeah.
Using 0 actual people for like voices, acting.
We've seen what that's done with film, so you know, let's see what it does with video games.
It's a big shift in the whole industry coming, but that's just a look at what Netflix is up to. We were wondering last week what they were going to do after shutting down that studio of theirs. Looks like AI is in their future. So, oh boy. Let's see what else we got. Oh, some No Man's Sky news. They had 3 big updates in the last week, all on the same day. No Man's Sky is now cross-save compatible. You can play from whatever platforms you had before. You can link up all your accounts on their website and play any of your saves on any platform now, which is pretty great.
Yeah.
They put out a trailer of some footage from the PS5 Pro, which is looking super duper lovely. Super high what resolution? That's the word. High resolution. And they also are rerunning the campaign from their game that lets you unlock the Normandy from Mass Effect, which we have just been talking about a lot lately. But
okay, maybe I do need to start playing again.
Yeah, it's really calling to me. But for those who missed it the first time around, the Normandy is back in No Man's Sky to add to your frigate fleet. It's not one of the flyable ships, but you can add it to your frigate fleet that flies in when you summon your frigate. Or your freighter? Your freighter.
Yeah,
your big mothership.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can build a fleet and you can have the Normandy in it. So for those who have started the game since this was out, if you want to get the Normandy in No Man's Sky, it's available now for a limited time. 2 weeks. So you might not have much time left, actually. By the time this is out, you're not going to have much time left, so get to it.
Is that a paid DLC, or is that just something...
Paid DLC doesn't exist in No Man's Sky, friend. There is no paid DLC. You buy the game and you get all of it for free. Ever since the game was released.
But I assume that you have to go through like a lengthy quest line to unlock it, right?
They've condensed the quest line down. In fact, we had some people talking about it in the Discord as well. Mike Young and Richard Huntington have been through it. They condensed it. It's a shorter time span, I think, than it took the first time around, or you can do it quicker this time. But it is a whole mission line that you have to play through. It's a whole mission line you have to play through to unlock that ship. But it is back. They re-released the Expedition. Yes. So,
nice.
Got some good No Man's Sky news for you. There you
go.
go.
Well, not really, because I wish I had it to play it so I could get the Normandy.
Yeah, we're going to have to put you back in there someday. I reckon. Good news for fans of the Batman series or Hogwarts Legacy or Mortal Kombat or Game of Thrones. Those are the franchises that DC is most interested in pursuing in their gaming division. They put out some reports in the last week talking about how much they lost in some recent games. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League and Multiverses lost $300 million roughly between the two of those games. They lost roughly $300 million between those two games.
Wow.
So during a finance call, CEO David Zaslav mentioned these 4 franchises: Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, Game of Thrones, and DC, in particular Batman, is what he said on the call. Batman in particular. So that could be really good news. I always loved the Batman Arkham games. If they do something else in that arena, I'm going to be thrilled. Could be just like an entire reboot of that Arkham style of games. I would take it. Fine with me, man.
Give me a Batman Beyond game.
Yeah, the VR game that's out now. It's out now, right? We talked about it recently. I think it's out now.
Yeah, it's out.
Look at that bat signal. What's that bat signal doing there? Oh my gosh.
Calling for the Batman.
Bat signal reminded me of all kinds of things we're not talking about yet.
So sorry, I got distracted when you started talking about Hogwarts Legacy and thinking about how awesome the second one's going to be. Did you say no? You said Game of Thrones, not Lord of the Rings.
Game of Thrones, yes. I don't think Warner Brothers has Lord of the Rings game rights, but Game of Thrones, yes, they do, and they're interested in developing that in their gaming world too. That was all according to this finance call recently. Warner Brothers games. That's what they're up to. I'm looking forward to more Batman, and frankly, any of those other things they want to do is fine with me. Frankly.
Yeah, as long as they're good, you know.
It'd be kind of cool to see like a Game of Thrones meets Shadow of War type game.
Yeah. One of those type of games on the Westeros map would be probably super dope.
Yeah.
Probably super dope.
Yeah, I played another style of game that they could return to is I played through the Telltale games, Game of Thrones series.
I did play one of those when it was PS Plus free. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good, and it was sort of like a parallel side story to like what was going on in the series. And they even were able to get like Peter Dinklage and I think like Amelia Clark for like the actual actors to like reprise their roles.
Those Telltale games are pretty good, frankly.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, real quick.
Yeah.
You still have that tabletop game, Mike? The Game of Thrones tabletop game?
I sure do.
We might have to replay that.
Should we have an 8-hour session of Game of Thrones tabletop and do like make a video out of it and do a little thoughts and reviews?
Yeah.
I'd have you boys up one day to play that all goddamn day because that's how long it takes to play a game.
Yeah, it took us forever to play that game.
It's like at least 8 hours to get through a full game of that.
Yeah, it's like insane. Risk.
Yeah. Damn. But that said, it is pretty fun. It is pretty fun.
I enjoyed it.
So, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Game of Thrones. No, that's fine.
Tangent.
That's games.
Yeah.
That's games. What else this week? Oh, Death Stranding surprise launched on Xbox Series X and S as Kojima Productions took over control of the IP, which, hooray, Hideo. Good for him, right?
Yeah, because I believe it was like originally like, you know, produced and owned by Sony because it was a PS5 or PS4 I think exclusive at the time.
Yeah, 4. People bought the PS4 Pro that was like the Death Stranding Collector's Edition.
Yeah, I often think about that game a lot because it had a lot of cool and interesting ideas. There was just some things that I really couldn't get into. I am definitely interested to see what they do with the sequel. And then also apparently they're also producing a movie alongside it.
Oh, wow.
I did not play this game, but I watched all the cinematic cutscenes on YouTube in a supercut just to get like the story, and it's weird as hell, man.
Yeah, it looked weird.
Weird as hell.
I was mentioning the PS4 Pro because a gal that I was dating when that game came out, she had the PS4 Pro, and she was obsessed with it, and I watched her play it for a little bit, and it really was just like a walking simulator. Like I just could not get into it, and it was really super weird. Weird. I mean, it looked pretty. It looked pretty. But it was weird.
Definitely on the surface, it's like, you know, you're just making deliveries. You're a delivery person, and every once in a while you run into like a 1-hour cutscene.
Yeah.
Norman Reedus and the Funky Fetus.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, it still was intriguing. Like the storylines was really what pushed me through to finish the whole thing.
It was fascinating to watch in the cutscenes. It was so weird, though. It was just so weird.
Yeah. A lot of far out there ideas, but still cool nonetheless. Mads Mikkelsen's in it, and he was great.
Yes. Love Mads Mikkelsen. Norman Reedus. Guillermo del Toro was in this game a little bit.
Yeah.
As one of the characters, so there's that.
Also, he's in the second one.
Oh boy.
He's got he basically just like puts his favorite directors in his stuff because now he's got George Miller in the second one.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
Playing a character, and it's just straight up George Miller. Just looks just like him.
A great shot of Norman Reedus in the game.
I like it when studios let their actors do the mocap and let the characters look like the actors playing them. I just think that's cool for us and the actors. Like, that's a lot of work that they put into doing the mocap, and then they throw somebody else's face on them. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it makes it fun to watch through the cinematics and just see the movie of the game instead of playing the game. Like, it's totally doable.
Yeah, I can see how that would be distracting if it's like really well-known actors like Norman Reedus or Léa Seydoux or Mads Mikkelsen, because it's like, oh, that's That's Mads Mikkelsen. That's not this other. But where that I think the opposite works though is when you get like pro voice actors like Troy Baker or Nolan North who can basically just like invent their own character with their voice.
Yeah.
So
Troy Baker was the villain in this, wasn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
I can't recall if that was his actual. Oh well, no, because you never see his face. He's like always wearing a mask.
Oh yeah, right.
So.
What a time! So yeah, Death Stranding. Enjoy it, Xbox users. It's available for you now, and Kojima controls the IP, and the sequel's in the works. So
nice.
Goodie. Excellent. What else? Oh, some Sega classics are being delisted. I saw this here on The Verge. You still have time to get some games before they're pulled from sale in December, but Sega is delisting a lot of classic games on December 6th at midnight Pacific Standard Time. So be sure to download them. That includes titles like Crazy Taxi, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Jet Set Radio, Nights into Dreams, Sonic 3D Blast, among a bunch of others. So just so everybody's aware, grab some Sega classics while you can if you're interested. They're going away.
That's crazy how many they're taking off.
Yeah.
That leads to my theory about why they're doing it, and it's like either one, they're going to like put out a bunch of like new compilation, titles where it's just like play, all the Sega classics for $70.
And some planned reboots for some of them too. There's a reboot of Crazy Taxi, Golden Axe in the works, which should be great. Jet Set Radio, Streets of Rage. So yeah, there's thought there too that it's partially just
or the other
so they can get these reboots geared up.
Or the other theory is that they're going to attempt to like release their own like paid service where you just pay like a monthly fee and you get access to all these classic Sega games. I'm not sure how they would do that on like the consoles like Sony and Xbox and Nintendo.
Yeah.
So because they've got their own streaming services that they'd rather want you to pay for that and not like Sega classics. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Sega.
Get them while you can. Get them while they're hot.
But yeah, some of these are great. Like Nights into Dreams. I remember playing that on Sega Saturn at my cousin's house. And,
I remember hearing about that one. I think I never played it, but I wanted to, and I never got a chance to because I heard it was good at the time.
Remember always playing Crazy Taxi at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. Nice.
I was always a fan of Simpsons Hit and Run more than Crazy Taxi.
Oh yeah.
It was the same game, really.
Pretty much.
Super classics. Yep. Let's see what else. Oh, Steam game recording. Steam game recording. Steam is letting you record games while you're playing. New built-in system for creating and sharing your gameplay footage. You can do a lot of it in-house now on Steam. If you're interested in content creation, making clips of your gameplay, you've never known where to start, and you're already playing on Steam, this might be the way for you. You can record, you can replay, you can make clips, you can share it. Easy, convenient, handy. So for the content creators out there, I thought that might be interesting. Just wanted to give it a quick shout out. Steam is giving you some new tools to build a channel of your own.
Nice.
If you're interested
That's cool.
in that kind of thing. Yeah, pretty sweet. Pretty good deal. For pretty good move from Steam.
I'm surprised that hasn't already been a thing.
Yeah, right?
They've had... You can stream to Steam. That's been a thing for a while, and they've had some gameplay recording capabilities in the past, but this is like a newer, better whole system that they've unleashed for people. It's better than what they had previously. There was some capability before, but this is like, yeah, this is the full spectrum. It's like everything you would really need to create content for a channel, for a gaming channel.
Right. That's cool. I'll have to look into that more.
No extra stuff required. Yep. So, that was a good one. Oh, that was from Richard Huntington, too. Thanks, Richard, for the heads up on that article. PS5 news. I love this. Lack of PS5 Pro shortages means some scalpers are reselling at a loss. Good.
Oh,
Good. You skeevy sons of bitches. You stupid jerks. But still, the disc drives are going at higher than regular prices because of the way PlayStation released this whole thing. The disc drives are still being scalped, but they're not making their money on the units themselves. So as far as that goes, it seems like maybe Sony got a little bit of a handle on the situation by the way they released them, or the way they made the supply available. I don't know what they did different this time. But
this has been a problem for like the last few generations, just not having enough product for the people that want to buy it. And so you've got the scalpers all over the place. And I remember when I worked at GameStop that I had a guy come in and he wanted to buy like 2 or 3. And we didn't have a limit. There was no like, limit 1 per customer. You buy as many as you wanted. And I stopped for a minute and I was like, well, what do you want 2 or 3 for? Like your kids? And he's like, no, I'm just going to scalp all 3 of them. And I was like, no, dude, no, get out of my store.
Good.
Yeah.
He wanted them to program Chappie.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I don't know. This has been a thing. I don't think it's going to go away unless Sony and Microsoft can just make enough, which it doesn't seem like they can ever.
Gaming Mike, does this article, do you know, does it like mention at all like demand for the PS Pro? Because there's been all kinds of like, backlash against like the fact that there's a PS5 Pro and people are just like, oh, we don't need that for $700 and there's no disk drive. Forget that.
Yeah, I don't think it mentions it specifically, but that may be part of it. It does say they're generally available for those who want it, but again, it's that disk drive that is sold out everywhere. So,
and we had mentioned this like a few episodes ago about like, this PS5 Pro is kind of just like a cash infusion for Sony because it's a console that they're not selling at a loss, supposedly. Like they're actually making money when you buy one. So I don't know.
Better them than the scalpers. If they made enough for them to be available and the scalpers can't capitalize on that, then great. Maybe they need to make more disk drives.
It'd be nice if I could just like, if I bought a PS5 Pro, set it up next to my, vanilla PS5, hook them up, and then just use the disk drive off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Mike Young, welcome to it. Thanks for joining us.
Or just like be like one of those like hardcore like modders and like take the disk drive from my old PS5 and hook it up.
That'd be fun.
Wish I knew how to do that sort of stuff.
Do it. Make a video. Put it on your channel.
I don't know how to do it.
Let's do like these elaborate like tech demonstrations, but we have no idea how to do it.
Right.
we're just like guessing, doing guesswork, and be like, this wire looks like it fits here. Let's solder that in.
And the last time I used a soldering iron was like almost 20 years ago when I was in the Navy. So there's no way I could.
It's like riding a bike, man. Come on.
Like riding a bike. So that's the scalper news. What was this article about Horizon Lego, Matt? What are they doing? It's out now, right? Out November 14th.
November 14th.
It's out in 2 days.
Couple days.
Yeah. So what I thought was cool about it is they used actual Legos to record all this and all the movements and stuff.
Oh.
So they didn't use CG; they used real Legos.
Oh my goodness!
And real Lego movements, which I thought was super cool. I'm a huge Lego fan, and I'm a huge fan of the Lego games. So them having I know we've been talking about Horizon a lot, just because there hasn't been very many new games. So we just get, some of the older ones are getting new stuff to them. But Lego Horizon looks great. And all the Lego games are just fun and silly. And to be able to, go in the world of Horizon and do the fun, silly stuff, I'm I'm definitely gonna get it. I have Lego Star Wars. I have a bunch of Lego games.
Yeah, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga was a PS Plus giveaway a couple months ago, I think, and I've been keep meaning to get to it, but it looks like it looks super big.
It is. It's really big,
like
and
three games in one.
Yeah, it definitely is that. But yeah, I just thought that the one thing that jumped out to me was that they used real Legos to do it, and
that's amazing.
So I was like, that's got to be mentioned. That we got to talk about that in the
heck yeah
the show.
Yeah, I don't think they even did that with the movies. I think even though the movies look like super realistic, I believe it's all still mostly CGI.
May have been the first one that they did it, but yeah, you're right. Like they didn't do that for every single one of them. But I mean, to do the whole Horizon world with real Legos, it's amazing.
Yeah,
I can't wait to get my hands on it.
Yeah, it looks great. Those Lego games are always a blast.
Yeah.
I guess like Horizon is a lot more popular with like Lego fans than I realized, because I didn't realize there were so many actual like Horizon Lego kits out there.
Yeah.
Like every single like, Robo Dino you can buy and make almost.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet crossover.
Oh, look at that. I think they're making me look like an idiot there. Because it was a little bit it did look like there was a little bit of CG there.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, of course there is some, but no, they did use some real Lego mocap type of stuff. I don't know if mocap is the right term for it, but yeah.
Yeah, because they're Legos.
Yeah. Tiny little ping pong balls on the Lego figures.
Yeah, itty bitty.
You know what I meant.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's out. That's out on. So what's today? Wednesday. So that's out Friday. That's out Friday. Yeah. Friday the 14th. Excellent. And then we got what else? Oh, this Forever Skies demo out today. This was just today's, right? Yeah, today.
Yeah.
On the 12th, on Wednesday. PlayStation exclusive airship skin. If you play this demo of Forever Skies, which you're right, man, it does look like quite a No Man's Sky-esque type of situation here.
I didn't really read too much into the article. I watched the trailer and I was like, this just looks like No Man's Sky. And we just talked about last week how people don't want a reskin. They want a new game that's...
Except these airships in this game look pretty sweet that you can build. It looks like it's got a little bit... It reminded me in this trailer a little bit of a game I played called Planet Nomads, which was... It had a lot of No Man's Sky comparisons too, with being lost on a planet and base building and all that. But these airships in this look pretty sweet. But yeah, this has such No Man's Sky vibes to me.
Yeah.
Right. But it's called Forever Skies.
Plus, it's not space. I guess it looks like it takes place on one world.
Is it one world? Yeah. Okay.
I wonder if they're like trying to get ahead of what is Hello Games' upcoming one, the successor to
Light. Yes. What is it?
Baby Light My Fire.
Yeah, Baby Light My Fire. It's that Doors song. It's named after that Doors song. The next Hello Games game called Come On Baby Light My Fire. Maybe they are. Yeah, it has some very striking similarities to No Man's Sky. This game is Forever Skies. But there is a demo available now. It is not out fully yet, but you can get the demo on PlayStation players. So feel free. Was Planet Nomads the one I built a ship while playing, Mike Young? I did build a ship in that. And then there was also Dual Universe with a lot of shipbuilding too, that this one had a little bit of vibes of. It looked like you could construct the ships in this piece by piece on Forever Skies. And Dual Universe had that where you built the ship. And Planet Nomads did too. I built a whole hovercraft on there. Yeah.
What was that other one that everybody was raving about?
Oh, Nimrod says this is Earth and you have to find out what happened. It is a ruined Earth in this game.
Oh,
okay. I didn't even read the description. Sorry, Matt, what did you ask? What did you ask?
What was that other game that everybody was raving about? Came out, I think, last year or the year before, where like everybody was just building ships and like you just got pieces of ships and you could put them all together and build your own ship.
I don't
What was
know.
it?
I don't know.
Are you thinking about Starfield?
That's the one.
Oh,
Thank you.
Starfield.
Yeah. I never got to play that one. I wanted to. I've seen people do like the Normandy in Starfield and the Millennium Falcon in Starfield. It looks pretty cool. I'd do it just for that. I'd play it just for that.
Yeah, I saw people like trying to build or not trying to. They built like the Enterprise.
Oh, nice.
Lovely. So, Forever Skies demo available now. Blah blue.
Maybe I'll check it out.
Video game news. Oh, Matt loves his farm simulator.
Yes, I do. I'm glad that you
tell us
mentioned
about
it. Oh man. Okay.
Matt, I'm surprised you're not a farmer by now. Matt's a farmer.
He is when he logs in, baby.
Yeah, I want to be. There's nothing really. I mean.
Oh, it's also out today. Was this? Yep, the 12th. Yep. Nice.
Like sporting games, the farming simulator games come out almost every year.
Yeah.
It's every other year for the farming simulator games. They add new stuff. They make it look more beautiful. But these games really do just relax me to the core. When I'm having a bad day, when my anxiety's bad because of, stuff and junk, I'll put on a
bad day.
Yeah. I'll put on some farming simulator and I will just veg out and it calms me down. I love it.
Raise some goats.
I had a bad day. Gonna plow dirt. Gonna plant the corn and feed the pigs.
Beautiful.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean.
Okay. Well, so there's a new one out?
There's a new one out. And my brother-in-law was harassing me on Sunday that I need to get it and he and I need to play.
Yeah. You better get to the farm. I guess the hockey season must be almost over then, huh?
Nope, not until next year.
Well, for you, I mean.
Oh no. Well, yeah, playing NHL 25. Yeah, it's over now.
You have to put your stick up and get to the farm.
Yeah, it's time to get to the farm, eh?
Oh well, a trip to the farm.
Put down the stick and pick up the plow.
Lovely. And then AC brings us Ubisoft sued for shutting down The Crew. What happened here, AC? You know the business?
Yeah. So, yeah, this is actually a story that's been developing for quite some time. So, The Crew, which is a racing simulator game from Ubisoft, came out, gosh, when was it? 2014. So it's been, it's been around for a while. But they shut down their servers, and I guess, just like a group of people are trying to sue Ubisoft because it's just like, well, hey, we paid for this game. And apparently this is one of those cases where you just can't play it anymore. Like it's like an always online deal.
Yeah, no single player mode.
And it's like, there's no way to play it single player legally, just offline. So, I had heard that they have been getting in trouble with the European courts because, their laws are a bit different than ours. They're a bit more strict when it comes to software licensing and ownership. But it's just been an interesting saga that I've been following for a while because it was basically just a grassroots effort to be hey, we should be able to we bought these discs, these physical discs, we bought the license. Yeah. We feel Ubisoft is kind of screwing us over.
Where's the statute of limitations on that? Because I mentioned Evolve, maybe was it last week or the week before? That game is completely shut down. It had no single player.
And this is kind of sort of a buildup of all that whole entire issue of, what is just owning a license versus ownership, and what should be a game company's obligations to make sure that the product that you're paying for you can still play in perpetuity. I mean, the game itself, the crew, there's still like lots of single player things that you can do in that game. I've never played it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it's super fun because like basically they have like a whole map of the U.S. that you drive around.
Yeah, so I have played it, and my brother-in-law absolutely loved it when it first came out because he would. I mean, it's one of those things where you have to build up a reputation, and then you unlock. And I think you start out in New York, and you move your way west, and eventually you can just drive a lot of America. Like some of it's quick travel and stuff like that. I mean, you can't actually drive from coast to coast, I don't think. I mean, maybe in later years.
I think you can. I think like that's like one of the big like draws of the game. Even though it'll take you like a long time, it's still possible to do.
Huh.
And then there's just like all kinds of like racing activities you can do.
Yeah. And I get liking a game, but with the racing game, it's like, I mean, new ones come out all the time. And I guess I'm on the side of Ubisoft here and not really meaning to be, where it's just like the game's been out since, what did you say, 2014?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's been out for a decade. Like,
well, I still have my Super Mario World cartridge. I can pop that in my Super Nintendo and play it at the time still.
The lawsuit also cited examples of Ubisoft's own games that they offlined but still provided a single-player mode for when they did it. Let me find it. Knockout City, is another game, and then two of Ubisoft's own games, Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed 3, they patched in an offline option when they took the servers offline, so they didn't even bother to do that for this one. Which is just rude. It seems just rude. Like, I agree, they shouldn't have to keep it online capable forever, but if they're able, like this, to just patch in an offline mode, or rather, they ought to be required to do that. If you're sunsetting a game, make everybody's copy that they bought playable in some sort of offline mode, because they bought the damn thing.
Yeah, or otherwise, they should have to be forced to be like, oh yeah, we promise to keep this online for at least 5 years. So you get 5 years to enjoy this.
Yeah.
And they definitely don't want to do that because that's not going to be appealing to anybody.
Yeah, because then people are going to be like, well, I guess I won't spend that $60 to $80 to $150.
Well, I bet a lot of people. I know that my brother-in-law got his money's worth out of it, so I'm sure a lot of people got their money's worth. But I get it. Like, I mean, I guess I was on the side of Ubisoft there for a minute, but then I was thinking, like, what if Symphony of the Night was only online, and then I couldn't play it anymore?
Yeah, man.
That's one I keep going back to. I guess if it's your favorite game of all time, I'd be.
Yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of people that enjoy the game and are really bummed they can't play it anymore. But no, but Ubisoft will just tell them.
It's the fact that you bought it, like you paid for it. You should be able to play that game if you want to 20 years from now.
Well, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago too with the AC. You brought the licensing issues with games nowadays, where it's like you don't own the game, you're just allowed to play it.
And it's like what they want us to like get into that mentality, and it's like, well, I don't think that's very fair. Like that, especially how the prices of games have been increasing.
Right.
I have to pay like $70, or like if I pay for like a deluxe edition for $100 of like a AAA game. I don't have a guarantee that I'll be able to play this for, so many years. And I don't, and Mike's right. It's like, it doesn't matter if I feel like I got my money's worth. It's still something that, what if I want to go back to again? But no, they'd want to sell me another like $100 remaster of the game.
Yeah.
Well, you guys convinced me. I came over to your side. I started defending Ubisoft. And then I thought about it, and you got
Ubisoft was wrong.
Yeah, bad.
We're glad, Matt. We're the amicable decision by you. That's very graceful.
Well, you made a good argument.
We got D&D created, and Iris in the chat for you, Matt, saying hello. Thanks for joining us. And we had Mike Young asking about Ubisoft. It doesn't look like they're up for sale, but it seems that they are exploring strategic options. They had a lackluster September quarter results. This was reported back in October 30th. But Mikey mentioned it here in the chat. Ubisoft did have a weak quarter, and they are exploring their options about what to do about that. So maybe not for sale, but maybe looking to team up or otherwise partner up with some outside forces, it seems like.
Yeah,
so I
do know that I guess Star Wars Outlaws didn't reach their expectations, even though I did hear that it sold pretty well, just not as well as they had hoped. But I am glad that they're going back into the game and have said that they're going to be, patching some stuff up and changing a lot of the gameplay dynamics of it, because they still have paid DLC that they announced that people kind of bought that people have already, I'm sure, bought during the pre-ordering phase, and so maybe trying to recover Outlaws if they can. I mean, I haven't really had too much buggy experiences with Outlaws, and I think the gameplay loop is just fine for what it is. I've just mostly been enjoying the story anyways.
Yeah, it looks like they're putting out a story pack and an upcoming holiday season of content for Star Wars Outlaws. So,
oh, nice.
Still working.
Yeah, so I'm sure that's one they don't want to. They definitely don't want to skip out on the holiday selling season. They want to sell as much as they can before, because they delayed the new Assassin's Creed to next year. I think that was supposed to be out around this time, I believe.
It says in this article says they're pushing it out of the holiday season into next year. Yeah, they're delaying it to make sure it's all good and polished. They're taking extra time, additional time, to ensure the upcoming very ambitious opus in their flagship franchise, Assassin's Creed Shadows, is highly polished, exceptional experience on day one, and that it resonates strongly with players. That is what. Who is this guy?
Guillermo.
Guillemot.
Oh.
Guillemot. He's the CEO of Ubisoft. Yves Guillemot. Can I get the AI to pronounce this right here live on air? Pronounce it for me? I'm just
perhaps.
Kidding. No, it won't. Yves Guillemot, CEO of Ubisoft. He said all that. He said all that. So let's hold him to it. I'm watching you, Yves.
Are either of you big Assassin's Creed fans?
Not really.
I've never played any of them.
Yes, you have.
No. Wait, which one?
3, when we were roommates.
Oh, I don't remember it.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I never got into the series, though. I've heard it compared a lot to the Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War games. And if they're like that, then I like it. I just have never played those ones.
Yeah,
it's a series with a long tail, and it's tough to know when to jump in.
Yeah,
especially with the more recent games, which are more open world, whereas the early Assassin's Creeds were not exactly open world, but just small zones to explore and pull off missions. Yeah, I mean the biggest thing that I've heard Star Wars Outlaws be compared to is an Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah, I mean, they're made by the same company, so it makes sense.
Sure.
But yeah, well.
There you go. So that's some Ubisoft and the Crew news. Ubisoft and the Crew. And I think that brings us to... Oh, wait, a couple of milestone things I wanted to talk about. We talked about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero last week or the week before. The peak player count since release, it was really up high. Now it's down almost 90%. Almost a 90% drop from its best day. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero having some problems. People saying there's some cheating problems. Too many cheaters on there. Seems like it's not going too great for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Unfortunate for Goku.
How do you cheat? Well, I don't know.
Sure, people are getting on there and figuring out ways to make it so they can do unlimited moves without running out of energy. So they can just get on there and mess you up.
That sort of thing.
And some balance issues as well.
Could be, yeah. That's what I would probably stack it up to as balancing issues, because that game like has so many characters. I have no idea how they can balance out the whole game without just like
this article
only
did
these
also
5
mention,
characters are actually worth a a crap to play.
Yeah, it mentioned about how some of the advanced evolutions of Goku are a little bit OP in there. And .dnd created, looks like they agree in the chat. Skill ceiling is way too high. Got it, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's tough where it's just like, oh man, I want to be my favorite character, Krillin. I'm going to fight.
And I'm going to fight SS3 Goku.
SS5 God Mode Goku.
God, Krillin will defeat him.
Yeah, he can do it.
He's got it.
Oh boy. And then another little piece of news, a game that I played on my channel, Gaming Mike's channel, Songs of Conquest, is available on consoles today, starting today, Wednesday the 12th. So Songs of Conquest, this one is very much like, it's in the spirit of Heroes of Might and Magic. If you ever played those way back when.
Oh, I love those games.
This one is like Heroes of Might and Magic, and it's got that feel, man. I played through the first campaign.
Oh.
It feels like Heroes of Might and Magic used to feel. It's really great. You go across the map trying to dominate. You get into these specific battles with your hero's army that encountered these guys on the board. It's fantastic. So this is available on consoles now. It is a modern version of what we loved about Heroes of Might and Magic. And go and get it. Go and get it. Songs of Conquest. It's good.
I don't have an article or anything about this game, but I did mention it to you because AC mentioned last week a mobile game. I've got a mobile game, but I couldn't find anything about it. It's called Slammer King, and for those people that are old, like certain people on this podcast,
how dare you?
If you remember Pogs, this is it's all Pogs.
Pogs, okay.
It's a mobile Pog game now.
It's a mobile Pog game, and
time to be alive.
Right? I saw it in my Facebook feed, and immediately it was like, I need it. I've been playing
Pogs.
Yeah.
Have you spent real money on these Pogs yet?
Oh no, hell no, never would I ever.
Good.
Yeah.
But do these Pogs like happen to have like all the licensed properties that original Pogs would have?
No, it looks just like random. Like they try to give you the feel of the old Pogs, but they don't have a lot of them.
They're gonna like do licensed releases of like packs you can buy of like specially licensed Game of Thrones Pogs. Here you go.
Right.
Just get some licensing deals as they go.
Because I definitely remember having a big stack of X-Men Pogs.
Hell yeah.
Yep, I had those. Did you ever have the Razor Pogs? The ones that had like they looked like a saw blade.
Oh no.
I had a few of those Pogs.
You're just out there messing up other kids' Pogs with your Pog?
Yeah.
That's rude, bro. That's rude.
And I had a thick, it was gold plated. Well, it wasn't gold plated, but it was like gold painted, but a thick metal slammer that used to win me every time I'd play. Got in trouble at the schoolyard many times because they considered it gambling.
Oh man! Oh, so you played for keeps then?
Oh yeah. Always played for keeps. Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah, the only couple times I ever played it, like me and my friends agreed, just like, no, we're not going to take each other's Pogs. I love these too much. Just playing for fun.
I don't think I ever played a game for keeps in Pogs. Nobody was playing for keeps where I was growing up. Nobody.
I grew up in the ghetto of our state, so that was our gambling.
Mike Young says he was too old when they came out. Nimrod, did you guys ever have Pogs in Down Under in the 90s or whatever? Did you guys ever experience Pogs? Did that make it down there? Where did these originate? Where did Pogs originate?
Yeah,
that...
probably spend a whole podcast on that.
Cardboard disc used in a game the same name, which is very popular in the early 90s. We never played for keeps. Nimrod said they did have them. They never played for keeps. Nice.
Oh, man. I guess we were just
We weren't playing for keeps
ones.
very much. I don't think I knew anybody that was really like playing that way, playing for keeps.
Oh man, Pogs originates from like the 1920s.
Whoa.
And it was originally like they played with milk caps.
Oh,
okay,
man.
that makes sense.
Whether they're so heavy and made like that.
It's from Maui, Hawaii.
Oh.
Huh. There you go.
The more you know. The more you know.
Yeah, I remember my grandma for Christmas one year. She bought me like, I think she found a deal somewhere where she could just get like 1,000 Pogs, and they all had just like a panda or something like that. And so those were always the ones that I used when we were doing the play for keeps, because everybody else had the super sweet Pogs, and I would just get rid of my crap ones.
Oh,
I never really had very good Pogs either. I was getting like just whatever I could get my hands on. I don't think I ever really had like anything I cherished or anything I went after. I was just like collecting them and playing them.
Oh, I did. I had quite the Pog collection.
I'd never give away my precious Wolverine or precious Psylocke.
All right, I got us off on a tangent, but I did want to mention that.
Pogs.
I was just...
That's all right. Yeah. A mobile Pog game now. Slammer King. Yeah. There you go. It's at least available on App Store, iPhone, Apple App Store. I don't know about Android. I didn't see that in my search results.
That's where I got it. Was
Slammer King. Let's see. Is it on Android? Slammer King. No, you can get the APK, but it's not officially in the Play Store. It looks like. So,
okay.
If you want to get a cracked version of it on your Android, you can. I'm not advocating for that, but it's out there. Let's see. Oh, we talked about this, the studio shuttering follow-up. We talked about good. I think that wraps us on the video game news, boys. There was a few trailers this week. Overwatch Classic is coming to Overwatch 2. And that was the only new trailer. No.
Which I think that only just means it's a 6v6 again instead of just 5v5.
Yeah, it was a 6v6 mode coming to Overwatch.
Which was a big complaint from the community of like reducing it from 6v6 to 5v5.
Yeah. So that's out there. Also in video game news. And that, I think, does us for video game news. Very good.
Sweet.
Very good. And a little bit of Pogs news. And let's throw your tabletop games in there since we talked about Pogs, Matt.
Oh,
you want to tell us about this Bad Interviews game?
Oh, man.
Tell us about it.
So, it's kind of in the vein of, Cards Against Humanity, games of that nature. Super fun. Wife and I took it up to my brother-in-law's house on Sunday, not realizing that it's an adult game. It is very adult.
Whoops.
This
card says sexting right on it. This one says flaccid. Another one says wet dream, Matt. Come on. You didn't know this was for adults?
We didn't.
I think you did.
We didn't look at the box. We really didn't look at the box. And
classic mistake. Rookie mistake.
Right. We just saw the name and we were like, oh, that should be fun. And we
would be fun.
We let our youngest play, and he just sat there with the look on his face, like innocence lost right then and there. Was
it because somebody drew the card lumbersexual? Perhaps lactose intolerant?
I will say that the very first card. So what you do is somebody plays the manager, and you have a bunch of different people that use.
Matthew, these words are filthy.
I know.
I'm looking at the screenshots. Horrible.
I know.
Okay, continue. Okay, continue.
So,
like manager.
Yeah, so the manager, everybody else picks 4 cards, and those are their bullet points on their resume, right? And so they have to tie those things together to make them sound good for the job that they're interviewing for. And the first card, I was playing the manager first because I read the rules. The first card that I pulled for the job was Panda Fluffer. And I knew I knew at that moment we had made a mistake.
It was at that moment that he knew.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, we should not have been playing this with our youngest child.
Goodness sakes. No, you
What does
shouldn't
Panda
have.
Fluffer mean?
Exactly.
Panda Fluffy?
He was like, I don't know what that means, and I was just like, okay, good. It's definitely one of those games that you can play with some of your adult friends over some cocktails, some beers, and it's hilarious.
Some what tails? Just kidding.
Cocktails. And we had
interviews.
We had a blast, but it is definitely not for young kids. It is a rated R game. 17 plus is what it says right there on the box, and we didn't read it.
17 plus. From Mattel.
Yeah, from Mattel.
Oh, speaking of Mattel, Wicked Toys. Here's a little fun just side story. The Wicked Toys from the Wicked movie came out. Accidentally linked to a porn site, wicked.com.
Oh no.
Somebody didn't double check the box, and instead of leading to wickedmovie.com, they linked to wicked.com on the back of the box. So they recalled a bunch of these toys. So there's a couple of Wicked Barbie toys out there. If you can get them with this bad run on the box, they're going to be super duper collector's items.
Oh, yeah.
So it might still not be too late to run out. Actually, I think they've been pulled from shelves now, but people were making a run on them for the collector's itemness of it after they realized that they put the wrong website on the box by mistake. Instead of Wicked Movie, they put wicked.com. That is a naughty site for adults only, just like that card game.
Yes, Nimrod, I read the rules, but not that it's for 17 plus. I
got all the way through the rules without realizing. Anyway, that made me think of it just now that was made by Mattel, the Wicked thing. So there's some more Mattel news too, just to throw that in there.
Interesting.
it was a
Yo, bro, I own a authentic 2024 Wicked Witch with the wicked.com. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, collectors collect, right? I mean, those are going to be, they're already like popping up on eBay for elevated prices. Prices.
Wow.
And these
you gotta
are
move
Barbies?
fast, man. You gotta move fast in that world.
Yeah, they're the Wicked Barbies for the movie.
Yeah, it was an official Wicked line for the movie.
Wow.
Misprint on the website on the back. Yeah.
Was it though,
well,
or was it?
Somebody either didn't double check or thought they were being hilarious.
Which I think they were.
Yeah.
All right.
So there you go. That's our game and tabletop news. Movies?
Yeah, movies.
We got a movie coming out that's going to be set in David Cronenberg's The Fly universe, which is just great.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yes. It's from Nikyatu Jusu. She's begun development on The Fly, based on David Cronenberg's body horror masterwork, but not a reboot. It's not a reboot. It's just set in that universe. Going to be making a new scary movie set in the Fly universe, but not a reboot of The Fly. So.
And this is being produced by Monkey Paw, which is Jordan Peele's production company.
Oh, I didn't. I forgot that's who that was.
Yep.
Yes, nice. Personal and Monkey Paw.
So yeah, whenever he gets his hands on something, it's usually going to be good.
Yep. Almost every time. Well, every time, man. Every time. Jordan Peele's knocked it out of the park. Everything I've seen from him.
Yeah, even the stuff he produces, like he picks good talent to make those movies.
Yeah. Yep. So, scary movie in the Fly universe could be good.
What could it be about, you think?
It doesn't say much. It's real early development. She's just started, so I don't think there's anything firm about what it's going to be about. But I'm just hoping for a Jeff Goldblum cameo, frankly. I don't care what it's about. Throw Jeff Goldblum in there.
Yeah, you got Goldblum. You got Gina Davis.
Yeah.
It's going to be a live-action version of that episode of Rick and Morty with all the Cronenbergs.
Oh boy, I haven't watched Rick and Morty, so I don't know what that means. Sorry.
Well, somebody out there that probably watches Rick and Morty.
Plenty of people watch Rick and Morty.
Yeah. I'm not the only one.
There you go. Star Wars news. They're gonna do another 3. They're gonna do another 3. Simon Kinberg is gonna write and produce them. He has done. What has Kinberg done? I already know, but I can't think of it.
He is mostly a writer/producer. He has been involved in a lot of the X-Men movies. I know.
That's right. Oh yeah, he was all over some of the X-Men movies. Great.
Which ones?
So,
the newer ones.
Oh, the good ones. Okay.
Kinberg movies. Let's get a list. Oh, Deadpool. What's he got to do with Deadpool? You a producer?
Probably.
I think he's a producer. He's been a producer on all like the Fox X-Men stuff. Like
or The Martian as well.
Okay. Yeah, and so he's he's had his fingers dipped in a lot of good stuff. Some not the best stuff as well. From what I've heard. Let's see. IMDb this man.
There's I just pulled it up a little bit on screen. It's a lot of things we've heard of, but it's there's a lot of speculation right now and a lot of disagreement amongst the insiders that get these scoops on whether this is going to be a Skywalker trilogy or not. I don't think it's confirmed yet whether it's going to be a Skywalker trilogy or not, but some people think it will be, some people think it won't. Matt?
I hope it's not.
Well, we had talked about they were attempting to make, a follow-up Rey movie that would be a new Jedi Order story.
Yeah.
And so maybe since they decided to put that on ice, they're deciding to go with this. We don't know if this has to do with anything that has to do with like the Mandalorian timeline movies that they've said they're making. Like
You think Filoni would give it up to Kinberg to do some Mandalorian stuff though? Like Filoni's still running strong.
Yeah, probably not, because we already know that there's a Mando movie coming, and then hopefully we'll see an Heir to the Empire movie.
I would take an Heir to the Empire, or as we talked about the last time we talked about the Star Wars movies, a Darth Bane trilogy. I would love to have if they're going to do a trilogy, it should be Darth Bane.
Darth Bane is the one that broke Batman's back, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, just making sure. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I know how much you want it. I know how much you want it, Matt, but nobody's heard of Darth Bane.
Mike clearly has. He just said exactly.
I know he broke Batman's back.
Yes. I've been living in darkness.
Tom Hardy played him in Batman. In the Chris Nolan Batman movie, Tom Hardy played Darth Bane.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
He had the mask and everything, just like a Sith. It was all there. No, but I'm excited. We'll keep following up on what happens with this Star Wars trilogy. Another Star Wars trilogy in the works from Simon Kinberg. So it stands a decent chance to be good if he's at the helm. I think I've liked his previous work.
I think
at least what I just saw on IMDb.
I think it would be good. It can be good if like they don't do what they did with the sequel trilogy and just like hand it off to a new director and team with each movie.
Yeah.
Like just like play improv, and like the whole trilogy doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like theme wise and tone wise. So like if they decide to get like one person, make sure that they hire him on for all 3 movies, make him commit to be like, okay, tell one cohesive story over the course of these movies, and the job's yours.
Don't screw it up, Kinberg.
Who wants stories that make sense?
We all do. What else in movie news? We got, all the Deadpool's now streaming on Disney+. Deadpool and Wolverine is out.
Yep.
We took a look at that Marvel 2025 preview last week where they teased Deadpool coming to streaming. But it's here already, before all their other shows. Not really much to say about that. The Deadpools are fun. Good for them. Catch them on Disney+.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, do you have to, like, turn off, like, because it is Disney+, is there like wasn't there like you have to turn off like
Kid mode? Yeah.
Kid mode in order to get those?
Yeah.
So if you can't find them, then there's probably like a settings that you have to.
You can just go into your settings and I think there's something in the settings that says that whoever owns the membership is the one that can do it. Like if you're on somebody's membership, you can't. Because I remember when I was using my sister's Disney Plus. Don't come find me, Disney. Before the wife and I
sharing logins.
I know, right?
That's stealing, Matt.
Oh, whatever. So my sister had to go in and change. There you go, the content rating on my account.
On screen the how-to.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, they're all there now. Well, on the wife and I's profile.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Pirate Peter. Yeah, so those are streaming on Disney now. Sorry, that wasn't relevant. I don't know what I'm doing. And what's this article? Oh, Black Panther 3 is happening? AC? I didn't read this yet. You just posted it before we started.
Yeah, this just came out today. Apparently, Denzel Washington just casually dropped that. Oh yeah, Black Panther 3 is in development, and it's going to be by Ryan Coogler again, and he's writing me a part.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
I think this is a case of maybe him like dropping the news a little too quickly before Disney could.
He's not used to the Marvel machine and how he's supposed to keep his damn mouth shut.
Yeah.
Yeah, dirty press for Gladiator 2. Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing Gladiator 2 stuff, and he just said, "Oh yeah, Black Panther 3, it's happening, and I'm in it."
I really hope that in Black Panther 3, and I apologize, I was looking at the chat when you said Black Panther 3, and I thought you said Pink Panther 3, and I was like, oh, Pink Panther, but no, Black Panther. I hope that Denzel says, "Don't you effing touch me," sometime in Black Panther 3. Like, get that rated R rating.
It'll be,
"Don't you effing touch me."
What if it was Black Panther versus the Pink Panther?
Hold on. Black Panther versus Pink Panther. Let me see what the internet has for that. Oh, Robot Chicken did it. Chicken did it.
Of course.
I'm going to have to watch that after the show.
Here, let me just copy this, put it in the Discord. I'll just throw it in the Jolt News channel for fun. Black Panther versus Pink Panther. There you go for later. Of course, there's a link in the description for the Discord if you're not already in there with us. Feel free to join us in Gaming Mike's Discord channel with a brand new Jolt category where all the Jolt news gets posted now. Until I change it again. Hooray. That brings us through movie news. Oh, a couple trailers to talk about, though. We got Thunderbolts and we got Captain America. There was some new trailers from Marvel. It just dropped. What all do we want to say about these? How deep do we want to dive into these trailers? There's also a new trailer for the next Mission Impossible.
Oh yeah,
some other stuff.
I'll have to. I mean, yeah, these new Marvel trailers. To me, they look great. I'm really excited, especially after a year of, well, actually a couple years. We had a year of kind of this like not so great Marvels, aka the Marvels.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, these look like they harken, both of these, Captain America and Thunderbolts, harken back to like kind of the more hardcore espionage Marvel movies like Winter Soldier.
I got the Thunderbolts trailer going right now. It looks like Winter Soldier comes and just hijacks a car full of Red Guardian, not Captain America, the Ghost Girl from which series? I forget already.
It was an Ant-Man.
Oh yes, and Yelena, the new Black Widow, and Val. We got Elaine. We got Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and they're in the damn tower. They're in Avengers Tower.
Yeah, they basically confirmed that in the trailer.
We finally found out who's got the tower. Avengers Tower belongs to the Thunderbolts now.
Yep.
We found that out from this trailer. Did the
And
new Captain America get processed into super soldier? What was his deal? He had some serum in him, didn't he, in the series?
yeah, John Walker, yeah, he did get
Yes.
some super soldier juice.
No, he's talking about Sam. You're talking about Sam, right?
Oh, Winter Soldier. Wait,
Oh,
Falcon. Oh, he's talking about Falcon. Oh, we'll get to that trailer too in a second. Let's talk about Thunderbolts first. We'll talk about Sam in a second
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there was a trailer for Captain America too, or
Yeah,
Captain America also.
Yeah, Thunderbolts. Yeah, like three of these characters all have super soldier serum.
Yeah, and Red Guardian. It sounds like in this trailer got some kind of crappy version of it.
Yeah, he got a Russian knockoff.
Yeah.
Bucky's got the original Hydra super serum, and John Walker has like the synthesized one that they try to recreate in the series.
Yep.
And so it seems like Yelena is really the only one that doesn't have like, superpowers, but she's still there kicking butt. She doesn't
need it.
As like a Black Widow.
She's a Black Widow.
And then you got Ghost, who he was in Ant-Man the Wasp as the villain in that. And she, she basically just like can turn invisible and phase through things. And she's like an assassin.
Great for spying.
Yeah.
And then you got the Taskmaster, who was introduced in the Black Widow movie.
Right.
Who, if you know lore of Taskmaster, is they basically have like the ability to kind of like replicate like the moves of other heroes. So like in Black Widow, you see them doing like moves that you saw Black Panther doing and like what Captain America was doing.
Yeah.
So they're basically just like kind of like a Swiss Army knife of martial arts and assassin techniques.
Yep.
He's talked about it in like one of the animated series or one of the games. He's got like an eidetic memory combined with perfect muscle memory.
Yeah, Taskmaster was in that Marvel Avengers game too.
Yeah,
one of the bosses
as a boss battle.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it looks really cool. I'm excited because also it looks like they're going up against the Century, who is
this new guy, Scrubs.
Yeah, Bob. And it's basically like their attempt at trying to create a Superman, like a literal Superman, and the Sentry in the comics is basically can do most of what Superman can.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know who you're talking about now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that's Thunderbolts. That trailer's in the Discord as well if you want to check it out. It's out now. And then Captain America, Brave New World. What do we got to say about this one? This one's looking intense. And we've got the full reveal of Harrison Ford.
As the Red Hulk.
Is it a spoiler if it's in the trailer? It's not a spoiler, right?
No, I don't think so. And also, like,
Harrison Ford's taken place of William Hurt, who passed away, as Thaddeus Ross, who is at this point in the MCU. He's become president. He's running for president in this. There's some like campaign footage. It looks like he just won the election, kind of, in this trailer.
Yeah, I think that's the case.
But we've got this older. Yeah, we've got this older original Captain America soldier from the series that we saw. He's got superpower. He's got super serum.
Isaiah Bradley, who we met first in the series.
Yeah.
And he was another experimental like Captain America clone. Or not a clone. I mean, like they used him to like test like super serum. Yeah, I believe in the comics. Yes, he after Captain America like initially disappears in the 40s. They attempt to like recreate him, and so there's a few people who have like been a Captain America in that time span before they refine Steve. It seems like something's going on with him where he is brainwashed by something. Whether that's like his original super serum or something else going on.
Yeah, he seems to get kind of activated in the shot in the trailer where something snaps and he stands up and starts throwing guys around the room, and then the glass around the president breaks. Oh no!
Yeah, because in the series you could still see that he has that strength where he's can just like break your neck.
We also got like missiles launching. We got full blown war breaking out. It seems like there's oh man. We get some sweet shots of Sam in the Falcon suit in this trailer. He's going supersonic. He comes dropping in on these guys right here. I want to pause it so I can show a 10-second clip. Boom. He looks at him and then his sonic boom comes and knocks him out of the way. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Reminded me of Cyclops in X-Men 97 a little bit.
Yeah, it really looks like he's gotten a huge upgrade, which I'm guessing is probably going to be like from Wakanda.
Oh,
because
maybe.
Like you see a shot of him like slicing through a truck with the wings, and like that's got to be like vibranium wings, right?
Yep, and we see a shot of that giant celestial from the Eternals, who we haven't heard much about ever since it popped out of the ocean, but it's definitely out here in the ocean now. He's flying along. He flies right by the thing. So they're going to talk about that. Supposedly, it's going to be made of adamantium, and that's where we're going to see adamantium come into the MCU? Question mark? That's not confirmed, I think, but that's the speculation out there, is that this celestial body is going to have adamantium on it.
That's right, Mikey. Masks just can't stay on.
Yeah. He's got a sweet helmet, like the Iron Man suit that just pops out when he needs it, so he can go super fast up in the air. But then also, we shouldn't not mention that Harrison Ford turns into a damn Red Hulk. Which is amazing for this trailer. And the big reveal, Harrison Ford's going to be a Red Hulk. He's going to go fighting. The poster looks great, too. It's like a Red Hulk hand grabbing the shield. It's great. Great.
And, I don't know if you knew this, but, like, we get just, like, one quick shot of the return of Tim Blake Nelson as the leader.
Yep.
Played by way back when in the first Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton.
Yeah. And Blake Nelson returns, which is great payoff because, man, there's the slice right there. Slice that car in half.
And so that definitely leads, credence to why, the Red Hulk is happening now because, the leader has something to do with it, obviously.
Yep. I can't wait to see what Tim Blake Nelson. I hope he's in this the movie a lot more than he was in the trailer. Because they just show a couple of shots of him like from behind and from the side and stuff.
Yeah, and I want to see his big green head.
Yeah. It's going to be great. So that trailer is out. Fresh new trailer out. Captain America Brave New World. That's coming. That's going to be a Valentine's movie. That's a Valentine's movie. February 14th. Oh. Valentine's Day movie next year, 2025 from Marvel. Not yet rated. Boom.
Oh.
There you go. And then Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. We got a trailer out for that. It's looking good. If you've been following the Mission Impossible series, we're going to see what happens with Ethan Hunt. I was looking real hard in this trailer for any sign of some space shots because I heard they filmed some stuff out on the space station for this movie. I didn't notice any space shots in the trailer, but maybe they're saving the sweet stuff, for IMAX. Because this one's going to be beautiful to watch. I'm telling you. Culmination of the series. I don't know. Is it announced that it's the last one? I don't even know. But we definitely have a running shot confirmed. Here he is. There he goes. There he goes.
Yeah.
So we got that. We got Kittredge is back. I love it when Kittredge is in one of these. He's going to be going after the key. If you watch the last one, there's the key to the whole AI program that wants to kill everything. He's got to find it.
I don't think I've watched a Mission Impossible since 3.
Oh boy, I just went through them all with Gaming Mike Jr. recently.
Oh yeah.
And I wanted to show him what action movies mean, and there's really no better series to do it because from the end of the '90s on into today, this series has been there, and it's been doing it pretty much the best. Pretty much the best. Say what you will about Tom Cruise and his personal life. I don't know the guy. I don't know what he does, but he knows and understands action movies and how they should be made and how to make them freaking awesome. They're so good. It's a really phenomenal series all the way through.
I'll have to
Look
go
at
back
these
and
plane
watch
stunts. Look at him dangling out of a biplane like this. Plus, this man's putting his life on the line for us with every installment. Every installment.
I can't believe he does his own stunts.
It's just so wild. Look at this biplane shot. If you're watching the feed, I think you've got it
did.
Right?
Yeah. I saw it.
Woohoo! He's out there, man. Ridiculous. So we've got the final reckoning, Mission Impossible. That's coming next year. Do they have a? Oh, it's May. It's our summer blockbuster kickoff. The final reckoning.
Yeah.
So that should be fantastic.
I mean, yeah, it's called the Final Reckoning, so you can't do it forever. Maybe this is the last one.
How long do you think this can last, Tom Cruise? Got some other trailers in there too. There's a holiday movie coming with Ben Stiller called The Nutcrackers, where he's like trying to raise his sister's kids until they find a foster home. I'm guessing by the end of it, he's going to adopt them. It looks cute. It's coming to Hulu, November 29th. And then also, December 17th to streaming, we got The Little Mermaid. This is a horror movie. This is a live-action horror movie called The Little Mermaid. It's about a mermaid a fisherman finds.
Yeah, I've heard about this one.
It's all part of how Disney's rights are expiring.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think
they had that Winnie the Pooh movie last season for Halloween.
Well, I don't think they had the rights to begin with, because I think Little Mermaid is like a few hundred years old, so it's always been public domain.
Yeah, something about Disney had the rights for a while, but it's been too long, I think. Something like that. I'm not sure of the details.
But no, that makes sense, and like that's the big trendy thing now is like making horror movies out of like these old childhood properties, because I know that the same studio that made those Winnie the Pooh movies is also making a horror Bambi movie.
Oh boy!
Oh wow!
Fantastic.
Yeah, I can't remember who showed me that trailer, but yeah, I remember seeing that trailer and thinking, "Oh boy,
it's gonna be so scary, scary mermaids, you guys." So yeah, that's also a new trailer out. That's coming to streaming. No theatrical release on this one. Surprise, surprise.
Oh, you're kidding.
But on demand and on digital, December 17th, rated R.
Wow.
That's movie trailers. That's movie news. I think that wraps us there.
Sweet.
Which brings us to TV.
Yes.
Now, AC Gamer, did you watch Arcane, and would you like to start with that?
Yeah, sure. So, yes, been watching Arcane, which, if you don't know, is the League of Legends animated series, specifically about a handful of characters that you can play in the game. It focuses mostly on the characters Vi and Jinx, since they're sisters. And one of the biggest things that one big news item that came out that you posted, Mike, was that it's like one of the most expensive animated shows, apparently. And it shows, because the animation is like so beautiful. Like the characters and backgrounds and everything, just like they look hand painted. It looks like it was like a painstaking like animation process. And yeah, I mean, I could see why there has been like 2 years between the two seasons, because I'm sure that amount of animation takes a while. But no, yeah, and I like how Netflix isn't like releasing all episodes at once. They're releasing like 3 at a time per week, because they kind of like come in arcs. Like 3 episode arcs. So yeah, you don't need to like binge them all. Oh, unless you want to wait, 3 weeks. That way you have them all and you can binge.
Nice. So, I mean, you probably mentioned this. You said it's been out for a couple years. I played League of Legends briefly, and I knew a little bit about backstories. Is this like explaining backstories, getting you into the game, or is it just like you don't have to play the game or know what's going on to watch the show?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. You don't have to have played the game. They kind of like start you off at square one about like, what the world is and how everything works, and they don't have like every character from the game in it. They only have like a few that way because I don't know. There's like dozens and dozens of characters in League by now. So it just decides to focus on a few. But
my favorite is the little mummy. Is the little mummy in it?
The little
mummy that cries all the time?
I don't believe so, unless he pops in later this season. It's a good mix of like cool like sci-fi and like fantasy action. In fact, that's a big thing of the show is like science versus magic and attempting to use science to control magic and vice versa. And then plus it just has like really great action.
Nice.
And really great like drama, twists and turns. Yeah, no, it's been great. And
it does look beautiful. Mike's showing some of the screenshots from the series, and it does look beautiful.
Yeah, season 2. Yeah, it's yeah, and you get really invested into the characters. It could be a tearjerker, if you're prone to that.
I am.
So yeah, I highly recommend, and it's really a quick watch. I mean, there's 9 episodes in the first season, and then the second season is rolling out currently.
Are they half-hour long?
It's 3 acts over the next few weeks, right?
Yeah, they release them. Yeah, Netflix isn't releasing them all at once. They like do like 3 episodes per week.
Heck yeah.
Which I think is smart.
And are they half-hour episodes, AC? Or are they hour long?
I think they kind of they differ just depending on the episode. They run from like half hour to an hour.
Oh, okay.
I don't think any longer than 40 minutes. I don't believe, but they go quick. I mean,
how many episodes per act?
3.
3. Okay. Yeah. Might have already said that. Sorry, I had to run out the room for a minute.
Well, welcome back.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I won't spoil much of the story since you guys haven't watched any of it. But yeah, it's just about this like super megalopolis called Piltover, and there's like an underground area where all the rough and tumble people live, and sort of like just exploring that big class difference and mixing that really cool sci-fi action. There's like plotting behind the background, and there's a bit of like organized crime tinge to it too. Like one of the main protagonists of the first season is like a big crime boss.
Crime boss.
I know what Matt's doing right now.
I'm just doing a segue. That's all. No, I'm just...
Also, the voice cast is great too. So like the 2 main characters, Vi is played by Haley Steinfeld, who's as you like, she's Spider-Gwen in the Into the Spider-Verse movies.
Isn't she Hawkeye also?
She's the new Hawkeye. And then the Jinx is I want to say Emma Perel, who was no, not Emma Perel, but she was the main character in Fallout, the series.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was gonna say that Ella Purnell. Yeah,
Ella Purnell.
I was pulling up the cast list because it's a really good cast. I was looking at it the other day. Yeah, Ella Purnell plays Jinx. Haley Steinfeld as V. We got Kevin Alejandro as Jace. Terry Douglas as additional voices. I thought this was arranged by most prominent characters, but I don't think it is.
Do you have it in alphabetical order?
I don't know what I pulled up here. It's IMDb. I'm doing my best.
There are a lot of characters, but it kind of like focuses on like a central group that are basically kind of just involved in like this war going on between these 2 cities. But yeah, I highly recommend. if no one's watched it.
Would you say it's a tale of two cities?
Boy.
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, dang it.
Somebody come get your podcast host. Okay. So that's Arcane Season 2, Act 1?
Yep.
Okay, so is it time to talk about it? Talk
Yes.
about it now?
Yeah, can we talk?
Talk about it now?
Holy
cow. Holy cow, this episode of the Penguin. Okay, let's talk about the Penguin season finale. Hold on, wait 1 second. Let's talk about the Penguin. Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. There. There's a nice big thumbnail of the Penguin for the thumbnail. Let's talk about the Penguin episode 8 season finale. The end of the series that bridges the gap between the Batman and the Batman Part 2, Matt Reeves' Batman universe with Robert Pattinson as Batman, who didn't show up in this show at all, not one time, which I'm very glad about.
Yeah. Yeah.
First of all. Second of all, Colin Farrell. Wow-wee. Put him in this suit forever. I would watch him be Oz Cobb playing other characters in other mobster movies forever. Stick this man in the fat suit and let Oz Cobb play mobsters in your mobster movie. It's not the Penguin. It's just Oz Cobb. Pretend he's a real person. Be great, man. Oh my goodness. Where to even begin?
Oh,
Where
I don't.
to
Yeah,
even begin
seriously.
on this episode? It was intense. I sort of live tweeted my thoughts into this Discord server.
I mean, we could go. What do you think about like going through like character by character and like kind of like all their beats? Because yeah, a lot happened in this.
Yes.
In this episode.
So much happened.
Okay, where do we go first?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, the opening scene is kind of. Isn't that the opening scenes with Vic?
Let's see. Oh, they did a recap at the beginning that was all sorts of foreshadowy to me.
Yeah.
Let's see, and
well,
Julian
they
Rush. It starts with Julian Rush. They've got Oz's mother. They got Frances. They hypnotize her.
That's right. Yeah.
They're making her remember past and that night when Oz was down in the sewer with his brothers and what was going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically making her realize, like, I still don't know. I think it could still be left to interpretation, but basically her, like, realizing and thinking that Oz, like, killed his brothers, like, intentionally.
Yeah.
Well,
she knew it all along, though. We find out through this hypnosis she knew it all along. She knew what was going on. She just never said. She just stuffed it down. She stuffed it down and let her little mama's boy take care of her. Made him that promise. My God.
Is that something that like she just suppressed, or that came out with the therapy?
A little bit of both, right?
She talks about it there in the last scene with her, with all of them together. She says that she knew all along, and she was just, she was just hiding it because if you remember during that flashback, and she's talking to what's his name, Rocco or Rox or whatever his name is,
Rex Calabrese, who I was thinking might have been the Penguin's dad, but they did not acknowledge it at all in this series, so maybe not.
Yeah. So Rex said that there's one of two things that you do with a kid like that. You either bump him off, or you
hone his skills, or you kill him.
Yeah, you either hone his skills or you kill him. And she, she's like, well, I'll do the second. And then I think during the conversation that she's having,
she takes him to Monroe's. We saw a bit of it in the last episode. They go to Monroe's that night. We only saw it from young Oz's perspective in the last episode, where he knew nothing about the deal his mom had made to have Rex kill him.
Right.
And he gave her that speech that changed her mind. He gave her that speech. He sat there and told her, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to give you everything you always wanted. It's that whole speech from the little kid, man. It was insane.
Yeah.
That little kid's... there's no pictures of it in this article.
And then
I gotta get better pictures.
and he changes her mind, and I think from that point on, like, she always knew. But I mean, at first I was like, man, what a sleazy mom that just allowing this kid that she knows killed her other 2 babies to
she was
just
no better than him.
Pamper her, right?
She was no better than him,
right? But then I was like, man, she's a single mom in Gotham, and her son's like, "I'll take care of you."
Yeah, she realized she birthed and raised a monster who was being a monster. What do you do? I don't even know.
Right? Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Also, growing up in like the worst part of town.
Yeah.
Trying to get out of there. Well, not quite the worst. They were in like the not quite worst part of town, and she always had dreams of getting higher up. But it's like Crown Point, where Vic is from, is like the worst part of town, right? Or no, they were from around there too. That's all the same place. Never mind.
They were both from there.
I'm forgetting how it goes. Yeah, no, they did come out of the same neighborhood, huh?
Yep.
Oh my god. Yeah, it was their whole relationship. Oz and his mother really all comes to a head in this episode, and it's so deeply disturbing but fascinating to watch. And the way they portrayed it, it was compelling. And
I know we're not there yet, but that final scene, I was like, what in the
final scene? What else? We had Julian Rush and Sophia in this episode, as far as relationships go, hypnotizing the mother. We had the flashbacks in this episode were done so wonderfully.
Yes.
The way they had the older actors playing the younger parts in the flashback and reshooting some scenes. Like we saw it with his young mother in the last episode, but in this episode we see her come out in the dress and say, let's go to Monroe's. But it was the older actress playing the younger mother in the flashback. And we some scenes where it flashed to like young Oswald instead of old or present day Oswald when she was stabbing him. I'll just say it. When at the end when she stabbed him in the gut and she saw her young boy there. It was so
sort of like a kind of like representing that these characters are remembering these memories in the moment.
Yeah. And seeing them in there and seeing the way she did remember it all, and just coming to the realization that after all this season, we come to realize that she knew all along what he did and just kept her mouth shut because he gave her that speech in the bar and told her that he'd always take care of her.
Yeah.
And so she just stuffed it down, and it kind of drove her mad over the years, basically, raising his kid and having him dote on her all the time, all the while knowing that he killed his brothers to get him out of the way so he could have all her affections. She made the compromise with herself, like, I birthed this monster, and he's being a monster, but he convinced me not to do anything about it and just continue living with it. Oh, God, it's awful. It's horrible.
Well, he did mention her drinking, and so it's kind of like that Always Sunny in Philadelphia quote, stuff it down with some brown.
Stuff it down with I've been trying not to say that this whole time, but you're right. She was stuffing it down with some brown. Just like Always Sunny said. He made her that drink in the last episode when his brothers were locked in the sewer. He just made her a drink and watched Fred Astaire movies with her.
Yeah. And I thought that was absolutely just insanity when pulled out she pulled out the flashlight. Yeah, I was like, I always knew.
That's when we knew, right? That's when we knew that. She knew all along. Yeah, she's always known.
Yeah, so crazy. All right, well that's Oz's mom.
Flashback. We get. And that was just up until the intro, really. And then we get the flash to Vic. He's driving into town. He's driving into the neighborhood that just got blown up in the last episode. Where Sophia set off the bomb. He drives in, ready to go. He rouses the troops. He's giving them this big speech. They don't buy it. They almost kill him. Link from the Triads tells him, hey, shut up or you're going to die. But he's kind of won over Link, which is key to this whole thing, because Link is the underling of Zhao, who's the head of the Triads. just like so many of the other underlings. And through the course of this episode, we see that Vic pretty much convinces all of the second-in-commands of all of the lesser gangs of Gotham to kill the first-in-commands and take over. Basically, in this speech right here where he pulls up to the seat, he convinces them, even though they're acting all tough to him, that's when he convinces them to go do that, which was incredible. We start to see Vic really become this big criminal entity and see how capable he is and how much he can really do, right? We start to see it. All Vic's potential.
He's doing something Oz would do.
Yeah, he's talking like Oz. Not quite as well, but talking like Oz.
Yeah, like that whole episode, every time Vic opened his mouth, Oz's words were coming out.
Yep.
And I
started the same episode too, where Oz actually starts stuttering, right? It was after his mom stabbed him. We talked about that.
Yeah.
And after this intro, Vic is there at the bomb site, and then we cut to Oz in the hospital. He's stapling his guts together, which was gruesome to watch. Yeah. He's in the closet stapling his guts together. He gets on the phone with Vic and apparently gives the best directions in the world because Vic just knows exactly which supply closet to find him in.
Right?
Walks in on him and stapling his gut together.
Well, you gotta... He got out. He got out. Penguin got out. Like, you missed the whole scene where... Because that was nuts how he got out of there.
Oh, like, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
After
Take us through that.
Well, after he got stabbed, right? He
walks out of that bar. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
His mom collapses, and when she collapses,
she has that stroke too.
Yeah, that's when everybody. I just forgot her name. Sophia. She's like, kill him, because he's freaking out, and she's starting to see he's breaking the chair.
He breaks out of that chair with his penguin strength.
And just like...
You're to the penguin.
Like, nothing I've ever seen. He just, like, grabs the one dude, grabs his gun, shoots him in the stomach, shoots the other dude.
Slings his mom over his shoulder while he's shooting his way out.
Goes waddling out the door, shoots some guy in the back of the head. I don't even know what that guy was
that
doing.
cop that came and clubbed him and took him to Sophia that we've seen a few times through the season. It was that greasy cop. He was putting drops in his eyes because he was hooked on drops. And then Penguin walks out and exits him from the show. Thanks for being in the show, you greasy cop. You dirty bastard.
And then he gets in his car after being stabbed in the stomach.
Yeah.
He's got the strength to kill all those dudes.
Yeah.
And almost Sophia. Then haul his mom to the car and drive to the hospital. And then the dude staples his own stomach shut after getting stabbed in the stomach.
Yep.
Just by pouring some rubbing alcohol on it and stapling it together. Like, man.
He's mad.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
He's mad at everybody, basically. And he's not going to take it anymore.
Matt, real quick, can you scoot your chair up a couple scooches?
Yeah.
You're leaned so far back that you're a little...
I'm sorry, I'm really relaxed right now.
It's just your microphone's not picking you up as well now.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Is that better?
Yep, that's better.
Okay.
Stabbing the guy. He's in the hospital. He gets Vic. He tells him... Oh, where does it go from there? What happens in the hospital?
Oh, I just watched it, but a few hours ago. Then
everybody's still searching the bomb hole. Oh yeah, Oz is already, after he's done all this, he got his mom away from Sophia. He did all this. They're still like clearing out the rubble from the bomb hole. Meanwhile, Oz has managed to waddle his way out there, have a whole adventure, and then get to the hospital to patch himself up.
And that's when he's saying that it's over. Because that was the conversation him and Vic had at the hospital, was that, Vic said it's over. Or not Vic, but Penguin said it's over. And then Vic's like
stuttering. He loses it, and Vic rallies him, huh?
Yeah, Vic's like, no, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah.
We've got the second in commands. We can do this.
Yeah.
And then and then he has his freak out about his mom's stroke.
Oh. Starts stuttering. He starts stuttering. He's telling Vic all about what happened. And Oz starts stuttering to Vic, while Vic that whole time was not stuttering at all. That whole scene in the closet, Vic had no stutter. He was in full, Vic was really coming into his own.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And then, Oz just kills everybody. Well, he doesn't.
Let's see. Well, they find him in the closet. Oh, and then we cut to Sophia telling everybody in town, all the old guard, all the older generation bosses, telling them all that she's going to give them the whole empire if they bring her Oz, because she's out. She's trying to get out. She's saying, I'm done being a Falcone. All this stuff, it's all done. You can have it. I just want Oz. Whoever brings him to me gets the empire. So she puts out the bounty on him. But Link was there asking about it. He was the one bringing up the questions during that meeting, and we see that he's kind of like not all on board. That's where we start to see that Link is maybe not all.
He's like, he's thinking more towards like Vic's suggestions.
Vic convinced him.
I think that like there too during that meeting, I think Sophia was just terrified because no matter all those episodes, she's been trying to kill Oz, and she just can't kill the guy. And so
this was never her game. This was never really her thing. She was born into this family. It was never really her game to play. She played it when she had to, not because she wanted. She's never really been playing because she wanted to. It's always been because she had to.
Yeah, or was, out for revenge against.
She did seem like she wanted to after she killed her uncle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was pure revenge. Yeah, she was out for revenge, but she's got no real like she doesn't really want this life. Like she hated everybody that put her in Arkham for sure, and she got a revenge on them, but then after that she's just kind of like, I don't really want to do this. So I'll just get this guy that I'm still mad at, and somebody else can have the crime empire. I don't care about it.
Yeah, I'm out of Gotham.
Yeah. She was going to take off probably to Italy still, like they mentioned in previous episodes. She was probably still just going to take off to Italy. Save herself a couple million and just scooch. That's what I figured anyway. So then...
Yeah, then after she has that meeting, then they have... he meets with that councilman.
The councilman, that's right. Yeah, Oz gets all dressed. He gets dressed up, but not all dressed up. He gets a little dressed up, and Vic is like complimenting him on his outfit because he's a little bit dressed up. And I was just sitting there thinking, this is not a tuxedo. This is not a tuxedo. And it wasn't. But yeah, he meets with that councilman, the same councilman he squeezed the nose on. Sorry, AC, what were you going to say?
Oh, no, I just said no top hat.
Yeah, no top hat yet. But yeah, he meets with that councilman and basically hands him the whole deal. He's like, hey, this is what happened. This is what went down under the city. This is why it blew up. It was Sophia Falcone. Sal Maroni was running a drug lab down there, and that's what she blew up. It's all in a pretty neat little package for you, so just go hand it to the people that need it, hand it to them, and you're going to be looking pretty good, right? Just keep me out of it. He makes this deal with the councilman in such a penguin-y way. It was a good scene.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Oh, man, it was so good.
He was working that deal, man. He was doing that thing and just weaseling his way out of things. So penguinly. I loved it.
Yeah. I had forgotten that little bit, and then I was like, oh my God, that's genius.
And the councilman tells him he's got to look clean. If he wants to be welcome in these council chambers, you got to look clean, Oz. You got to look clean. He's telling him, you're this scummy criminal. You got to clean up your act.
Yeah, no more grubbiness.
Yep. Oh, boy. And then, there was a lady with a broken arm in the Capitol building. Who was that lady? Who was he looking at with the broken arm across the way? I wasn't sure who that was supposed to be.
I must have looked away for a minute. I don't remember.
He was like in a cast, in a sling, like on the stairs across from... It was after they were done meeting, him and the councilman. They walked out into the Capitol building, and there was a lady with a broken arm, but they focused on her for a minute, and I wasn't sure if she was... Maybe somebody from the Batman movie there to maybe testify about Falcone. I don't know. I wasn't sure.
I don't remember.
I wasn't sure.
Well,
What?
All right. Well, just something was connecting in my head, and I'll mention it later.
Okay.
Put a pin in the lady with the broken arm.
Okay, and then we cut to there's the scene of Sophia burns the house down. She burns all her dad's stuff. Just torches it.
And that's when...
I didn't care for, like, the way they did that scene, really. I thought that scene, I don't know, It didn't seem like Sophia. It didn't seem like Sophia to me. It felt a little not Sophia.
Yeah.
But it was fine. Like, it was fun to see her torch it all. It was fun to see her burn it all down. She really deserved.
I think she was kind of losing her mind towards the end of this episode, like really getting crazy.
Oh, definitely.
Because she just can't kill Oz, and so now she's just like, well, I'm just gonna burn it down, everything.
Yeah.
And then that's when Oz gets picked up by Zhao, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Right after, and he calls her as she's walking out to her car with the house burning down. She says, "Meet me at the airport."
Yeah. Yeah, meet me at the airport, and that's when the big double cross happens.
Yeah.
All the leaders go out. All of them get taken down. All their second in commands. Wow. all because Vic convinced them. And the Penguin wanted them to.
That speech that Oz says while they're all getting taken out.
Yeah, man. Brutal.
Where he's like, you never looked at me, and yada yada yada. That was so good.
The unseen, king of the unseen. What does she call him? A man of the people.
Yeah,
man of the people. Oh,
she was.
Really was.
By the way,
go ahead.
That woman that we mentioned before, she was from the Batman.
Okay. Broken arm.
She was. Yeah, I believe that was the mayor that appeared like in the kind of the climax of the Batman.
Okay.
Okay. Attacking her.
Yeah, she was the one that's going to clean up this town, right?
Yeah, and so
Wilson.
I think they focused.
Wilson.
Yeah, and so I think they focused on her because she's like looking at Cobb and just like, oh, I see you.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay, well then that throws my theory out the window.
I believe so. I need to like do a face by face comparison.
Oh man.
So then we get to Oz has Sophia.
Yeah. Oh, this is so great.
This whole
scene, great.
Oh, this whole scene was incredible. They really had me thinking that he was gonna blast her face off. Especially the lighting in the scene right here. This photo, they did this long, super long shot close up on Kristen Miliotti's face with these lights just shooting out of her face like this, and a slow zoom in, and the lights were there, and the lights were there, and I was just waiting for it, and waiting for it, and waiting for it. And then we get floodlight on her face, and the cops show up, and Oz is gone. Just gone. Oh, talk about using the environment to telegraph and fake out the audience. It was beautifully done in this scene. It was such a beautiful shot. From him holding the gun to the back of her head, and it fades to just her. It turns to just her face in these lights, and the anticipation. I was like, they're not gonna make me watch her whole face blow off, are they? They're not gonna make me watch that, are they? And they didn't. They didn't.
Yeah, and it was like, I mean, and maybe it just felt that way, but it was like a good 20-30 seconds. Where it was just silent, and she was just staring out over the water. And
yeah, I was very in that moment. It seemed longer than it was. That whole shot with the lights and her, and waiting and waiting and waiting. And is he gonna shoot her or not? Is he gonna? What's happening? What's happening? And then the police sirens kick in. I was like, oh, you bastards! You bastards! I thought he was gonna get her, but he didn't. But he didn't get her in the back of the head, but he got her. He got her.
Oh yeah. He got her so
she
good.
ends up locked up again. She's back in Arkham. Oh. And she gets, we'll just talk about it now. She gets this letter from Selena Kyle, right? And we don't, it was a voiceover reading the letter? Or what was happening? And we just saw her face reacting to it.
Yeah.
In that scene. Kristen Milioti, though. God, I hope they put her in the next movie. I hope she's in the next movie. I hope she's villainous as hell. I hope she's Hangman as hell. And I hope it's a whole big thing. Oh, she was so good in this show.
Yeah, because as we learned in the Batman, Selena Kyle and her are half sisters.
It says that in this letter too. It mentions it. They're
Yeah,
half
yeah.
sisters.
Yeah. Well, the
So
shrink mentions it, and how did that guy get his job back?
yeah, he's just working at Arkham again. You're gonna give Julian Rush his job back after all this?
He's got connections, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
something, because he was like second in command to her, and now he's her psychiatrist.
Well, he must have
Like-
been missing in action from that place for weeks at this point, right? And he just
Right.
waltzes back into his job like la-di-da?
Yeah,
And he's in
just
charge
like a
of the
good-
same patients he had before? They didn't know he was there, like, hanging out with her, like, being her second in command for a couple weeks?
torturing.
Get out of here.
Like, he was the one that had the cigarette or the cigar clipper that was gonna cut off Penguin's mom's
Threatening to
finger.
cut off the... Yep.
Yeah, he was the one doing that. Like, this guy shouldn't be treating patients.
Should
Well,
not
it
be
is
practicing.
Arkham. Yeah, it is Arkham, so
Yikes. Oh, lordy. And then what else?
Well, then it goes to Oz.
Oh, we see the mom in the hospital scene. He's in there with her. Vic comes in, right?
Yeah, she's like, yeah, he's told like she's like in a coma.
Was that
He says
before?
that he tells Vic that Sophia stabbed him, not his mom.
Oh yeah, okay.
And she's just basically a vegetable. After
Right, and he does the freak out. I thought that was before the scene with Sophia at the water, but I could be wrong. I'll have to watch it over again.
but
It was so great.
he finds out his mom's in a vegetative state. She had the stroke. She landed on her face. She had the Lewy body. I think it's a type of dementia. That was her diagnosis that they had talked about previously in the season.
Yeah.
So
Sad.
Yeah, not much for her to be able to do. Not much for him to be able to do about it.
Well, he sure
except
did
give her
something
that
about
penthouse that she always wanted. Finally,
Yep,
he finally put her up in the penthouse, right?
and a hospital bed.
Yeah, but with the view, they
With the
talked
view.
about it. It was that view that she wanted from a penthouse up in that building, and that's where we saw the fully dressed penguin. Which I don't have a photo of that. Oh my goodness!
How did they not put a photo of that in the article?
But he had his top hat, he had his
full tuxedo.
Tuxedo. Oh, great. The image results are all overrun by AI images of actual penguins in tuxedos.
I was looking up the same thing.
Yeah.
Fine. Anyway, we did get a fully dressed penguin. We had him in his he didn't actually put the top hat on, or we barely saw him taking it off, but he had a tuxedo, he had a bow tie, he had a top hat. We have a fully dressed, fully formed, fully villainous penguin in the Batman DC universe as it's currently known in the movies. And just the season-long journey to get there was so worth it, man. So worth it. Colin Farrell, phenomenal. Seeing him dressed up like that was like so foreboding and so menacing. It was like, oh, he's really himself.
Here,
I just found comic villain.
I just found an image that I posted on Discord.
Oh, you did? Oh, I see. Got it.
Yep.
There we go. Top hat hanging there, tuxedo on. Beautiful. Beautiful. I loved seeing it. I was hoping for it. We talked about it last week. I was so hoping for it, and we got it. We got it. What a payoff.
Right?
Now we just need the umbrella gun.
Yeah.
And that
just wait till Batman 2 see it, I'm sure.
But we got the most, and I was going to mention it earlier, but now we're here. That scene with him and his girl was so friggin' disturbing.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't like that.
The mommy issues and the stuff that was going on there where they were dancing, and he was just like, tell me you're proud of me, tell me that, all this stuff. Oh man, it was just...
It made me wonder, is that what he was having Eve do every time he went and saw her? She seemed sort of used to it.
Yeah,
it seemed like she just stepped right back into that role. I was so disappointed in her for getting back with him. I was so disappointed.
I thought, that was...
Well, she did mention in one of the earlier episodes that he did some really weird stuff with her. And
Yeah.
And
so she's probably just really used to that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So disturbing. But such a great way to end. And then didn't you post in Discord that they're gonna do a season 2 if
Well, wait.
or he said that.
Wait. Let's see. Fully dressed penguin, penthouse with a view, disappointed in Eve. And then we didn't talk about Oh yeah, okay. So we skipped over that one scene with Vic. Gotta talk about Vic.
Oh, we did skip over that one scene with Vic. Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that.
Because that was the real
Oh man.
That was when we really knew that the penguin was the penguin.
Oh yeah.
None of us thought Vic was coming out of this clean.
No.
None of us thought he was gonna get out of it alive. But did anybody see this ending coming?
No. I honestly thought he was going to be Victor Zsasz. I thought he was going to change his last name, and he was going to be Victor Zsasz. I really thought that, but
yeah,
and
such luck for Vic.
Okay, well, all right. I do have a theory. Man. I do have a theory. Okay. It takes a really long time. I watch a lot of true crime stuff. It takes a really long time to strangle somebody. Okay, he didn't. I mean, we got to watch a lot of it, but Vic could have still been alive.
Nah, Vic's dead, bro. Vic's dead.
Come on, don't take that from me.
Choked him out. It was so brutal. Vic starts talking about how they're family, and there was a face reaction from Colin Farrell in that suit. Said it all.
He didn't respond to that well.
He's like, "Oh, you are family to me, and that's bad. I can't have that." He says it. I can't have that. I can't have that anymore. My mom just almost brought me down. I can't have family anymore. And he chokes this kid out, chucks his license in the river, and leaves him there. Right back where they started. They sat one of their first conversations drinking those slushies at the end of the first episode. Were they looking at the river? I don't remember. They're just sitting. It was like the same kind of thing, though. Sitting there bonding. And he just made the decision and ended this poor kid. Oh, yeah. It was brutal. And as it was happening, I was just like, oh, of course. I felt like such a chump for thinking it could have been anything else. Honestly, I was like, they got me good. They duped me into thinking this kid would somehow not die at the hands of this man. But sure enough, good Lord. Oh, it was horrible to watch.
Oh, yeah. Especially since he was like, Oz, please, Oz, please. Yeah. I was like, oh man,
begging, kicking his new shoes that he bought because he was getting in his sneakers. Vic.
Oh yeah.
Who said he was one-dimensional last week? Was that you, Matt? This character was not one-dimensional. Somebody said that. Who said?
I think somebody said it in chat. Maybe.
Was it in chat? It was in chat.
Yeah.
Discord. Somebody said that.
No,
I've one-dimensional. Vic was a tragic character and. So well done. Oh my god. And so we get the fully villainized, absolutely horrible, true monster, comic booky supervillain, the Penguin, by the end of the series. What a show. What a way to do it. I'm blown away.
And at the very end we do get a flash of the bat signal.
And the bat signal, yes. The bat signal at the end when Eve is like telling him all that motherly stuff, right? And then it cuts outside. And she's like telling him that nobody can get you. Nobody can stop you. She's telling him nobody can stop him. And we cut outside and we see the bat signal.
Again, I must have looked away. I didn't see the bat signal.
You didn't see the bat signal?
I didn't see
it. Last shot. Very last shot. We had like a skyscape of Gotham and the bat signal goes up.
I think I looked away because I was so disgusted at the whole him and Eve. Like, it was just,
It was gross. It was gross. It was gross. But bat signal to end it off. And that leads us into Batman 2. It's going to have Robert Pattinson. I don't know if Colin Farrell's even slated to be in that, but it's not. It's still in development. I don't think it's fully written yet, the second Batman movie.
Yeah, no.
Early production.
Yeah, I know that they've been talking about just like, well, it's so popular. Why can't we just bring it into like the new DCU that they're starting to build with James Gunn.
Yeah.
But yeah, they said the next The Batman is going to be a few years out.
Yep.
Which I mean, I think that's still plenty of room for either a new season of Penguin, or maybe they focus on a new villain. They've had talks about what if we did a Joker series with the Joker that we saw for 2 seconds in the Batman.
Yeah. Well, that's the news, is that they're going to do a Joker series to go between Batman 2 and Batman 3. With Barry Keoghan as the Joker. Yeah, we had a teaser scene of him.
Barry Keoghan. Yeah, and also he's best buddies with Riddler.
Yep.
And I don't know. They could definitely do a lot in the meantime. Because who knows what they're planning with the Batman 2. I did hear that they're not going to do a thing where it's it's been years and years since the first one. Everything is supposed to be taking place relatively within the same year, including the Penguin, and bridging to the Batman Part 2.
Right.
So, but we'll see. I mean, I hope they make it. This has got me hyped for a sequel.
Yeah.
And,
if they can do a Joker series half as good as they did this series, amazing. Be amazing.
Yeah.
Be amazing. So yeah, hopefully, but yeah, that's Penguin. Oh man, 5 stars for me. Full marks. Full marks. Some of the best TV I've seen in quite a while. That series was so solid. It was so good. Start to finish. Oh, and Colin Farrell also says he's down for a season 2 probably. If they want to.
Yeah, if people like it.
Yeah.
I was so skeptical at the beginning when you guys first started talking about it, because me, I don't like DC.
Hmm?
But I was super skeptical, and then just from the first episode, I was like, all right, I think I'm hooked.
Yeah, this one's something else, man. Something else. This whole show.
Yeah, I was skeptical too. It's I was just when they first announced the show and started showing trailers, I was kind of just I don't care about the Penguin. Come on.
Yeah. Surprise! Yes,
now you do.
It's too good, man. It was too good.
But yeah,
Colin Farrell was great.
Good series. I wonder,
Fantastic.
if that series, if they had played that as not part of DC and sort of just its own crime drama, if it would have, taken off as big as this has, because I mean it's highly rated and people have already said they've enjoyed it a lot. So because a lot of, I will say it does take a whole lot of influence from other shows and movies that we've seen before, like Sopranos and
a very Sopranos-esque.
Any Martin Scorsese's movie.
Yeah. I wonder if it would have worked as its own thing, but being in the Batman universe definitely gave it sort of a fun layer of extra goodness. You knew where it was taking place. It was somewhere familiar, even though it was a whole very new take on the Penguin and very new way for him to be a villain. It was still kind of in that familiarity of, this is Gotham. Batman is out there somewhere. Yeah, I wonder what it would have felt like without that extra layer on top of it. But I still feel like it would have been pretty compelling television, because the characters were solid, the stories were solid, the plot was so juicy thick. I could just chew on it for days and days and days. I'm gonna rewatch the Batman. I haven't yet, but I'm planning to rewatch that, and I might just go through this series again for the hell of it, because it's so good.
I think I might too, because
they made Sophia Falcone such also a compelling character next to Oz.
Give her an award. Give Kristen Milioti an award for this show, because holy cow, what Yeah, Sophia Falcone was just amazing to watch through this whole thing. She was so good. She was so good.
It'd be nice to see how many Emmys that this gets nominated for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clancy Brown was great.
Yeah.
He's always great.
Whole cast. That kid that played Vic. Oh my god. I can't even.
Can't even.
That poor kid. How can he do it to that kid? How can he do that?
What have you done to my boy?
Look what he's done to my boy.
He's played by Renzi Feliz, the Dominican actor.
Yeah, I'd love to see him pop up in something else in the near future and see what else he can do. Nailed this role. Nailed it. Oh. I felt all the feelings for that kid. Especially when he's getting choked out.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Dang, he was in Encanto.
Oh, really?
The Disney movie.
Oh, lovely. I think that about wraps us up, though. That was all our news for the week.
Yeah.
AC Gamer's going to bring us some more Arcane news next week. We also have the Dune series premiering on HBO. I don't know if either of you are big into Dune. I'm not really, but I'm going to give that one a watch, so I'll be glad to talk about it.
I'll definitely watch the first episode.
Yeah. I've watched the newest Dune movies. I can't say that I'm the biggest fan of them, but I'm curious what this series is going to do. This prequel series. So, coming out. Matt, if you want to catch up, if you haven't watched the Dune movies, they're on HBO Max.
Well, I can certainly do that.
Watch the Kwisatz Haderach.
Yeah,
and then we could just talk about Dune, because I do like those movies. I think they're fantastic.
Good, yeah. We'll have a variety of viewpoints to come at it with.
And then maybe you can talk about the David Lynch Dune, if you've ever seen that.
I've never seen it, but I will go and watch it just for an excuse to talk about something. I've wanted to watch it, and I like David Lynch, and I like Kyle MacLachlan a lot.
Is Matthew Broderick in that one? Or am I just...
I don't think so.
Out of my
mind.
Old
one? Okay. No, that's you're thinking of Kyle MacLachlan.
Okay, well.
It's a lot older than Matthew Broderick's time. Another series that will be coming in a little bit, I guess like near beginning of December, that we forgot to mention was the Marvel What If Season 3.
Oh, yes. There was a series, there was a trailer for that, too. Yeah. There's a new trailer out for What If. Oh, where is it? There it is. There it is? No, I'm in the wrong one. There it is. Yes, this is looking good, too. We did forget to talk about this, but we got What If coming on December 22nd. So that's starting soon. We'll definitely be watching that and talking about it on this show, right?
Yes, indeed.
Marvel What If. We'll dissect that and chew it up. We got The Watcher coming back. It's looking like all kinds of stories, just all kinds of wackiness.
Yeah, hard to say like what's exactly happening, since it flashes around a whole lot, but
we got some Howard the Duck.
They got Howard the Duck and Darcy's back. It looks like there's one story where this new team of Avengers is like creating like a big Megatron.
Yes. Oh yeah. They form. They form up.
Megazord.
Ultron, Megazord style. Yeah. Oh, it looks like Shang-Chi in the Old West a little bit in one of them. We got some young Red Guardian, which I think we got a tease. There's like a Red Guardian and Bucky episode that was teased like last year.
That would make sense because Bucky would probably have met a young Red Guardian.
A flash of Yondu, a flash of Hulk, a flash of somebody. Oh, Mads Mikkelsen. What did he play in Doctor Strange?
Oh, he was.
That's him right there, though. We got Mads Mikkelsen's character in here.
Yeah, that's him.
We got a Council of Watchers. It looks like.
Oh, but the very last reveal is like the most surprising and the coolest, though.
Yes. Of Superstorm
of
with
Mjolnir. And
I can't wait to see what that is.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, that sounds like the same voice actress who does Storm in the X-Men animated series, both the old and the new.
Yeah,
It
And
sounds exactly like her.
I feel like this will be a nice way for them to do another like X-Men sort of tease into the MCU. Yeah, It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's looking so good. But yeah, Marvel What If Season 3 also coming soon to Disney Plus, December 22nd. Oh, and also the season that ends it all. This is supposed to be the final season of What If, I guess? Bummer.
Oh.
Bummer.
No, that is a bummer.
Witness the season that ends it all is what the trailer says. Oh, some more Nebula? Yeah. So many. And was that Riri Williams that I saw? I don't know. So much stuff. So much going on in there. Should be good. So yeah, we'll definitely do episode reviews of that when it comes out.
Oh yeah.
Be good. There was also a Disney Plus coming in 2025 trailer I posted in the Discord. We won't go through it, but it's in there. They got a lot of good stuff on the docket. A lot of good stuff.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched it, but I guess there's like a few seconds of the new Andor season.
Yeah, some Andor in there.
Nice.
And many others. Yep. Should be good. So there you go. There's Jolt News for you. Don't forget to join us in the Discord. Link in the description for that. Should we follow up with any what we've been playing, what we've been watching, if you guys have done anything new? And anybody who's still chatting along with us, feel free to weigh in the chat. Well, but what have you guys been playing and watching?
Really the only newest thing is the new Arcane season.
Yep.
I've been super busy, so, and tough to fit in new stuff to watch and play. But yeah, nothing's quite changed as far as. Oh wait, we can talk a little bit about. We played a little bit of V Rising.
Yes.
Last week, and yeah, I need to like dig more into that because that already seems like a very meaty game.
Yeah. I'm liking it so far. Yeah, it's a nice survival style game with a vampire motif. Pretty fun so far.
Yep, building a castle and just sucking blood.
Yeah.
In fact, you get when you're like out in the wilderness for too long and it's like daytime. It's just like you get desperate. I need to find a human. I need to suck some blood.
Yep. Watch out for the sunlight.
And I would definitely love to get to all the Castlevania content that they have.
Yeah, I gotta fight those Belmonts.
Take them out.
Yep.
And
what
I guess
about you, Matt? What have you been playing?
I haven't been playing much NHL, just because my team's on a losing streak, and so I don't want the reminder. But I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3, and I think after our talk about Farming Simulator, I might jump on and play some old Farming Simulator until I can get the new one.
Yeah.
So
do it.
Tide me over till I can get the new one.
Excellent.
What about you?
Oh yeah, well, the V Rising. The V Rising was the new one for me, and a little bit of Halls of Torment too. I've been still working on the achievements on that. But yeah, I played a little bit of V Rising this week. I'm digging it.
Nice.
I have to fire up an actual game stream on my channel here soon. So, all right. Well, I think that makes for a good episode, gentlemen.
Yes, indeed, they do.
Any parting words of wisdom, Actor Matt?
Oh. You put me on the spot, and now I'm not living up to my name.
You need a catchphrase.
Yeah, I do. I need a catchphrase. I'll figure it out.
Hey, say something clever real quick. No pressure.
No.
Very well. AC Gamer?
Well, unlike the penguin loves Vic, I love you.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.